Thank you for tuning in to Zarinah Cooks TV. I am Zarinah, and today we are going to be preparing a beautiful, delicious jumbo lump crab cake. If you're interested in finding out how to make this wonderfully delicious recipe, then you better stay tuned. So what you're going to need to make these beautiful crab cakes is a 16-ounce can of lump crab meat. You want to make sure you can find the one that says hand-picked, because that's the one that's been picked through for shells. You're going to need 1 fresh lemon. You're going to need some Old Bay seasoning, Worcestershire sauce. You're also going to need some mayonnaise. You will also be using some fresh chopped parsley, along with 1 large egg, Dijon mustard, and some saltine crackers crushed. And no need to worry about the exact measurements. I'll have everything listed for you in the description box below. Okay, so now it's time to begin. We just want to go ahead and begin to combine our ingredients. We're going to start with the wet ingredients, combining the egg along with the mayonnaise, you want to make sure you get all that goodness out of the container. We'll also be going in with the Worcestershire sauce, the Dijon mustard, fresh chopped parsley, we're going to do the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. Make sure you use your hand to catch the seeds. You don't want any seeds in this. That's actually not going to be like the juice of 1 whole half lemon. It's more like a teaspoon or tablespoon or so. I'll have the measurements down at the bottom. You're going to go and season it with a little Old Bay and salt. You don't want to go in too heavy with the salt because, for one, Old Bay has salt in it. And then we're also going to be incorporating some other ingredients that have salt as well. So you want to beat your mixture together until you get this type of consistency. And then we're going to go in with our crushed saltine crackers. I specifically chose saltine crackers, so I find that they taste the best with this recipe. So you're just going to combine that, fold that into your mixture. All right, and after we get that all folded in, we're going to go in with our lump crab meat. All right, and you want to be very careful with this crab meat. It's very expensive, and the look of it is lump. You don't want little small pieces or shreds of crab meat like on different parts of the crab. The claw meat is a different color, and then also it's just smaller pieces of meat. The lump crab meat is what you want, and you want to keep those lumps intact. So you want to gently fold your mixture in with the crab meat. Okay, so you want it to be combined, but you want to keep the integrity of your lump crab meat. So now that we got a nice mix on this, that's what it should look like. And then you're gonna want to cover it with some saran wrap and pop that in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Because we're not using a lot of binder, we want it to be chilled so that it keeps together when we mold our cakes. So while that's in the fridge, what we're gonna do is start making our roulade. That is our sauce that's gonna go on top of our crab cakes and make this whole thing pop. So what we're gonna do is take some of the same ingredients that we put in the crab cake and take them to make our roulade that goes on top of the crab cake. What I'm adding is Dijon mustard, sweet relish. We also went in with our mayonnaise. We did capers, and I chopped them up before I put them in there. And then we're also doing ketchup and lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. The thing with crab cakes is there's so many different recipes. So you kind of have to do your research with anything that you don't really know how to do. You got to research it, and then you got to figure out what works for you. And so that's what I did for crab cakes. I love crab cakes. I remember the first time that I had a crab cake, I was visiting my uncle down in Maryland, and he took us to eat on the harbor. And I had one of those famous signature Maryland crab cakes, and it changed my life. Oh my goodness. So anytime I see a crab cake on a menu, I'm like, yeah, let me get that. So there was also a restaurant that I had found when I had gotten older that I like to go to all the time, that I would always get the crab cake. And so, after, not being able to go out and dine as much with COVID, it was like, I want a crab cake. How about you just make a crab cake? And so with trial and error, I found this recipe is what worked for me. So now that it's been 30 minutes, we went ahead and took our crab cake mixture from out of the refrigerator. And then we're going to use our scooper. I'm using a half a cup because I want these to be big. All right, so you're going to go ahead and use a half a cup scooper. And then you're going to scoop your mixture in the cup. And then you're going to take it out just so that it's formed a little bit. You don't want to smash it down. You want to keep it like that. And then you're going to put that in a greased pan. And you can grease your pan with like vegetable oils, like cooking spray, or with butter, either one. And so this mixture actually yields about 6 of these size crab cakes. So if you want to do them smaller, use a smaller scooper, of course, but it will yield about 6. I'm actually not going to use or make all 6 of them because I'm going to use this mixture to do something else. So I'm only going to make 4 of these. All right, and so these are my beautiful crab cakes. All right, and then what I'm gonna go in and do, this is melted salted butter. You could use unsalted as well, but you're gonna go ahead and drizzle that melted butter on top. This is just gonna have so much flavor, okay? For one, crab in its own right is just delicious. And then you have that Old Bay in there, and by all means, go in with that Old Bay as much as you like. And then we went ahead with that fresh chopped parsley that gives it that, other layer of flavor. And then all the different things that we incorporated, the Dijon mustard, the saltine crackers, and those were salted crackers. So that's why I didn't go in too heavy with the Old Bay and the salt, because I knew we were going to be incorporating others, things that had sodium in it. Look at these babies. I popped it in an oven on 450 for 14 minutes. I checked it around 12 minutes. It wasn't quite as golden. I let it go another 2 minutes, and this was what we got. All right, so I'm putting this on a plate of lettuce. This is spring mix, but you can eat this with whatever you like. I'm going in with that roulade that we made. Just gonna drizzle that on top. Oh my God, this is so good. Like, my mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. I'm just going to give you fair warning right now, sis, okay? If you ain't trying to keep him, don't make him this dish. If you don't want that man to pack his bags and stay there, don't make him this dish, okay? Anybody that you not trying to have leave when you're through, don't make him this dish. I'm just giving you warning, sis. Okay? Don't say I did not warn you. I also just sprinkled a little bit more of fresh lemon juice on top of that baby. And when I say this was so good, you know how you get something that's so good, you start dancing? I started dancing in my kitchen. You know what? Part of it, I think, is because my husband and my kids cannot eat shellfish. I'm the only one in the house that can eat shellfish. And so I don't cook it a lot, although I love it so much. And, now that I'm getting back into cooking after all that's happened in my life, I find that I'm making a lot of dishes that I didn't get a chance to make before, because I'm learning how to cook for myself. And, because I'm used to making much bigger portions and, more of the meat and potatoes kind of thing, because that's what my husband enjoyed. But I am catering more to my palate and my style. And I love me some shellfish, and crab cakes are definitely in my wheelhouse. This was so good, and I really do hope you try this recipe. And if you do, make sure you leave a comment in the box below and let me know what you thought. Please thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, share. It just helps us to grow. And make sure you click the notification button so that way you are aware when we're dropping new videos. New videos will be uploaded every week.